Hello, my friends. So I thought today I would put together and weave for you a deeper understanding of why nothing perceptual or conceptual can be inherently or independently or fundamentally real. I'll repeat that. Nothing conceptual or perceptual can be inherently, independently true or fundamentally real. So everything you're seeing and then everything you're thinking based on your seeing is a magical lie based on the philosophy of naive realism. I know I've said these things many times, but I want to put it together. So let's go back to the starting point. Look around you, listen to the sounds, feel textures, examine smells and tastes. All this is perceptual activity. So before you can call anything an object, you have to perceive it. And that includes your own body, you have to perceive it. But your perception depends on magical lies. What are magical lies? Magical lies are lies about the truth which make our experience as fictional characters in a collective dreamscape possible. Magical lies. Okay. We know that the earth is not flat, yet we experience it as flat, right? We know that the ground we are standing on is not stationary, that it is spinning at dizzying speeds and hurtling through space at thousands of miles an hour. And yet, our experience is that it is stationary, correct? We know that things that we think are solid, including objects but our own body, are proportionately as void as intergalactic space, but we experience them as solid and three-dimensional. And as objects, inanimate objects and animate beings that move around or are stationary in the theater of space-time and causality. So even though your body is proportionately as void as intergalactic space, as are all other objects, even though the ground is spinning at dizzying speeds and hurtling through space at thousands of miles an hour, even though all these things are experienced perceptually, they're not fundamentally true as we go deeper into the nature of perceptual experience. Our perceptual experience creates a magical lie of the formless that appears as form and phenomena. As I've said many times, every form is a phenomenon, and every phenomenon in turn is snapshots of perceptual activity, and not only perceptual activity, but then cognition, which means an interpretation of that perceptual activity. And of course, imagination and images. Remember the acronym SIFT: sensations, images, feelings, thoughts, which in turn are fluctuations of awareness. Awareness fluctuates, knows itself as sensations, images, feelings, thoughts. which become the experience of the body and the world, everything that we call the world, paintings, walls, objects, stars, galaxies, all these are magical lies. So, magical lies are basically a nice English word for Maya. Maya, of course, I've said many times before, is the goddess of illusion, but she also hides the truth, which is the formless without which there is no form. Okay, so here we are. Your body is a magical lie. Your mind is a magical lie because it's based on the magical lies of perception, and the physical world is a magical lie. And furthermore, it's constantly changing, transforming. Okay, so it's ungraspable. That's why it is a dream. Dream means ungraspable, fluctuating, changing, transforming, etc. Your body, your mind, and the physical universe, with all its stars and galaxies, sun, moon, and sky, 2 trillion galaxies, 700 sextillion stars, all of it is a magical lie. And that is why I've said before that your body, mind, and the world are actually a unified process, and they're both magical lies. We are all fictional characters in a collective dreamscape. So, what is it that is dreaming this experience of body, mind, and physical world? What is that? And that, of course, is formless. And being formless, without borders, infinite, ungraspable, unimaginable, fundamental, borderless, spaceless, timeless, irreducible, and non-conceptual and imperceivable. But without that, no perception, no conception, no science, no philosophy, and no mathematics, and no modeling of what we call everyday reality. So what does science do? Science extends our ignorance of fundamental reality by creating what we call empirical evidence, and based on magical lies. What we call empirical evidence is a species-specific experience of magical lies. So science expands our ignorance of truth. What about philosophy? Philosophy tries to go a little deeper because it has these disciplines called ontology and epistemology. So ontology questions the fundamental nature of being, and epistemology examines the nature of knowing and the limits of human knowing. We know that human knowing has limits because we only access a narrow band of electromagnetic activity and transform it mysteriously into a perceptual experience. But even the electromagnetic activity is based on naive realism. That the concept of electromagnetic activity is based on naive realism. We access bands of electromagnetic activity through experience first, okay, and then we interpret that as this field, which is related to the quantum field, again, a human construct, electromagnetic field, a human construct, for a mode of knowing and experience, and then we go deeper, quantum field, another human construct, when in fact there's only the consciousness field, and even as I say it in words, this consciousness field, which is infinite and borderless and ungraspable and incomprehensible, is giving rise to the experience of magical lies. Now we have a new twist in the whole thing. We have something called virtual reality and immersive experiences and augmented reality and extended reality. When you understand that right now what you're experiencing is an immersive experience, you're embedded in the magical lie, then as we expand our understanding of the metaverse, all it does is extend the range of our experiences of magical lies. So it actually even more elaborately hides the fundamental truth, which is the real you. The real you is nothing conceptual or perceivable, but makes magical lies possible as species-specific perceptions and their interpretations called concepts. So what is the universe? It's a magical lie. And what are you as a body-mind? A magical lie. What are you as truth? You are the superposition for infinite possibilities of experience. And that's as close as we can get to articulating the inarticulate. Because what is really fundamental cannot be expressed in words. And we need to have a raid on the inarticulate in order to even faintly grasp it. And that happens through poetry, through music, through dance, to some extent through all the arts. But remember, even the arts are based on magical lies. If you can see it, touch it, taste it, smell it, think about it, imagine it, formulate it in any mathematical form or conceptualize it, it's not real. What is real is ungraspable, but makes everything seemingly graspable. Okay, when we start to understand this, live this, experience this, then we are beginning to wake up. And this is what I shared with you, the Gyan Yoga, the intellectual path to awakening, to freedom, and to truth. Just the beginning.